Hey, everybody.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
It's a trailer talk. That's
Wow.
my. It's like I don't know what that was. That was like Max Headroom, like took over my computer. That's an '80s thing. If you guys for
Intrusive thoughts.
I don't know it. No.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, I know.
I'm
Well,
from
Back to
the
the
late
Future.
90s.
Max Headroom. No one. Anybody? Back to the Future. No. All right.
Back to the
I'm
Future.
not
No.
that old.
Yeah, he's in Back to. I mean,
Oh.
Jesus. I'm like, I
sorry.
quit. I'm out.
I'm not
the
All
old-
right,
James.
fine. That's
Fucking-
it.
No, this is great. We're going to be talking about two awesome trailers today. We're going to be talking about the Marvels, and we're going to be talking about Fubar with Arnold.
Booba!
Schwarzenegger. The Terminator himself is back, folks.
The Governator.
The governor of California is here, and he's making TV for
Making
the first
waves.
time ever. Making
Filling
waves, making
potholes
TV.
and making TV.
Yeah. Yeah. Good job, governor. Yeah, but that's it. Welcome to Trailer Talk, where we're going to be talking about a lot of cool things, and mainly we talk about trailers, movie trailers, game trailers, TV trailers. I don't know, maybe RVs one day when we get bored.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Would love to finally discuss
or-
trailer.
There it goes.
That was the trailer talk that. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. That I wanted to sign up for. I wanted to signed up to the crack.
I
What
just saw
happened to my
Piper
thing? Why
walk
is it
in.
not working? OBS is
did
like
we get-
tripped out. What's going on? Oh, there's a delay
I
on my
can-
OBS. Okay, sorry.
Oh.
Stuck in a box.
My boxes
we're
are weird today, friends. Okay, I was
Oh,
hit
there
with
we go,
something
yeah.
crazy last minute.
And-
No,
That's what
I think
she
the
crazy
OBS
scene.
swapped scenes, and I was like, but why? And then I swapped back, but there's a delay. My bad.
Ah.
Sorry about that. Continue after that chaos.
This is like when we're live, and I'm like, why are we live? We should just do this.
Yes.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's my bad. This is what
More
you
work
get.
for me. Ah.
Today we have, as always, Stephanie joining us, our
Yes, lovely.
amazing editor, and we have Pagan, an amazing pop culture enthusiast, actor, actress, and just general guru of all things that is the internet and YouTube. And then we're also joined today by Erika, who is like our CouchSoup resident Marvel just knowledge. What is that? Knowledge neverwhere brain. You're like a
Yeah,
celestial.
your uncapped knowledge of like all things
Yes.
Marvel,
Marvel.
all things kind of nerd, all things
Yeah.
Lord of
Oh
the
my
Rings.
gosh. Stop.
queen.
Keep
She's
going.
the
Keep
queen.
going.
Also, your haircut is kind of like Miss Marvel. by the
Yeah,
way.
I
kind of
love your
is.
haircut, by the way.
It
It's
is.
gorgeous.
I did that on purpose.
I know.
Just for this video.
Just for this video.
I just
Just
I'm,
got
I'm
back.
kind of. There's a part of me is like you're just gonna like Scooby Doo, and you're like I'm Brie Larson. Like what the
Oh.
fuck?
Dude, if I was Brie Larson, that would be
Go.
awesome.
Yeah.
Finish.
Would it-
Okay.
Jack.
I was like
She's
wondering
so
where
I
you're gonna
love
go.
Brie Larson.
She's so fit.
She is.
She is. She's pretty.
She's
And
alright, you know?
but before we get into the trailers, I wanted to talk a little bit about our friend Netflix. Yeah, they're clamping down on passwords, guys. I don't know if you
Oh, no.
seen the news. Everybody's like freaking out, losing their minds that Netflix is going to stop the password sharing. So, I mean, does this affect
Wah,
any
wah.
of you on
Yes.
the call? Do you? Yes, hard yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so do you share your password, or are
Yes.
you a receiver
Yeah,
of a
so
password?
with my brother-in-law, like I've got a couple and he's got a couple and we just like share with each other. And he's got the Netflix.
Shit.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, on the plus side of that, though, for me, all of my family can now start finally paying for their own fucking entertainment.
There is a win. There is a win.
So true.
I'm like, please start
fucking
paying for your
freeloaders.
own shit. I'm
Yeah.
sick of you freeloading off me. And then sometimes they don't even change profile. You know what I mean? Like, the least you can do.
Yeah.
The
that's
least you can do
No.
is change your
No.
damn profile so
Oh
that
my
I'm not
gosh.
affected by what you're watching.
But
Okay?
the algorithm is
That
like,
would
I'm
Yeah.
not really into this weird
I
porn
feel
shit
that.
that's coming
Yeah.
up on my Netflix.
What is my dad watching? God, it's so fucking
Yeah.
weird.
You want to watch Selling
Totally.
Sunset again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. Why is risky business always up on this thing?
Totally.
That's funny.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the
No,
freeloaders
yeah.
can stop finally freeloading, so I'm good.
It is weird though, because I mean they do it. It was like, what was it, like 2 or 3 years ago? They were like, we have the family plan. It's like $19 or whatever, and you and your whole family can, blah blah. And I guess we never thought of it as like a household. Like you all, like we just
No,
thought like,
yeah,
oh yeah, we'll buy a
it's a
family plan and
family,
like we'll
yeah.
share it with, yeah, we'll share it with the family, right? You know,
Yeah, we're Vin
not like-
Diesel family.
Yeah.
Totally.
I'm totally in the Vin Diesel
family.
vibe. Why not? Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Family.
Yeah. That guy down the street's family. Sure. Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is kind of, it will be kind of weird. I think it'll be like one of those moments where you're like, all you people are cut off, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, I don't know, maybe it's okay. I can get rid of Netflix for a few. I can break the curse. It's kind of like when they sort of were like, hey, by the way, cigarettes are bad for you. Oh yeah, I always knew that, but now that you actually say it out loud, maybe I should stop smoking. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
hey, maybe we should cancel our Netflix.
I ain't
because-
quitting that Netflix.
You know, exactly. It's like,
Nope,
fucking,
nope.
I'm
That
hooked.
shit's too fucking
motherfucker.
good. man. Did you see those Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Really are something.
Can't get enough of your Love Is Blind. You gotta keep going.
That's it.
I'm Love Island.
watch-
I'm not Love Is
Love,
Blind. I'm
your
sorry.
Love
The
Island.
only trashy TV that I've watched is Selling Sunset, but I'm in middle of
Same.
watching Lucifer. There's no way I'm gonna stop.
That's fair.
No.
Yeah,
That's
but
fair.
you wait 3 months, it'll be off Netflix and onto fucking like
Yeah.
Amazon or some shit, right? I
New
mean,
Girl left Netflix, and then I was like, no, like I got my friend into
That's
watching
true.
it. and
Oh,
I was
much
like,
sad.
and then I saw it was on Hulu, and I was like, oh, yes.
Oh man.
Back in my
I mean,
grasp.
do you guys think? I mean, any predictions? Do you think people, like to your point, when the passwords go away, like their access? Do you think people will upgrade or get the subscription, or they're kind of like, fuck it, I don't need it?
They're
think-
gonna say fuck it.
I don't know. I feel like this kind of service, like binge-worthy stream services like Netflix, are kind of like an addiction at this point. So you're kind of like, I have no choice. I gotta stay tuned with that
No
Love Is
choice.
Blind, or I gotta keep going with the Love Island. Like, you know, I think people are just like the quality of shows coming out on Netflix or films like the one we're gonna watch today. I feel like people are just like, I'm addicted to that. Like, I can't get that on Amazon Prime, or I can't get the same on, you know, for example, like Apple TV, which I feel is probably one of the only channels that are actually putting out some pretty original stuff.
Oh,
Putting out
yeah.
great stuff.
Yeah.
I am loving Apple TV right now.
Amazing,
Apple TV,
amazing
yeah,
stuff.
strong.
But like I said, so I just feel like even when they increased prices, I don't think they dropped off. I think if anything, they just gained a whole bunch of stuff. Even when they were like releasing Stranger Things periodically to try and keep people on board, I still think people like unsubscribed but then subscribed again. There's always something to subscribe for. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like people
it'll-
will bite the bullet.
Yeah, it'll
I
be
feel like
interesting.
Anything like streaming services like say Disney Plus are gonna like retaliate and do like the opposite, and they're gonna try to create something
Oh,
where it's like you can
yes.
share with your family. Your mom could use it at her house. Your
Right.
brother could use it at his house. And I feel like that'll be the thing that happens, and then Netflix is gonna be like, oh, did we mess up?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That would be a good like business strategy, like especially for something like a Roku to do as well, like to kind of take up market share, or Apple to kind of say, it'll be tough for Disney to pull that off. I mean, just because they're
Yeah.
kind of so closely judged by Netflix. So yeah, but I totally agree, that kind of marketing move to kind of say like, share your fucking password, we don't care, you know, would be really baller if someone did come out. That's a great idea, stuff.
That
That'll
makes
be
me
one-
wonder
that would be
though,
good.
which is more valuable to the company, the paying per month or the views?
Well, it's kind of, so when you're I'm gonna nerd out on like how like markets work.
Yes,
so
please.
like Netflix, so Netflix is like the old dog in the market, right? So
Yeah.
they are the big one, right? Like they've been around streaming longer than anyone else. They have the biggest market share. So the problem is they've gotten so big that growth from a subscriber rate is slowed. So like when they go and do their quarterly reports to their investors, they're like, hey, we've only subscribed an additional like 1 million people or whatever, right? You know, back in the day it was like 2 million people a week, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Yeah.
so their growth has slowed. So the only way that they can attribute new growth is through revenue. So now it's, instead of the focus being just view time, like people are watching a ton of it's actual like, are you profitable? Like, can you make money?
Oh, I see.
But they need to switch their
Okay.
model from people like freeloading and saying like, you got to fucking pay now because the only
Yeah.
way we can show growth is via revenue. So we need more people to kind of show subscribing to it. Whereas the other companies can still be kind of like the Amazons and stuff like that. They can still just be like whatever. It's a pass through cost. I mean, Amazon really doesn't give a shit. You're
They
subscribed to
really
Prime
don't. They have a hard time
regardless.
too with like advertising shows. Like Carnival Row season 2 got like
Well,
no anything. I'm like, Amazon.
if you watch that show, they probably watched it and were like, yeah, maybe we don't promote this.
I did like the show.
Maybe we don't let people know that's on here.
Embarrassing.
I mean, none of the actors promoted it until like a couple weeks after the
know.
show came out.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
even they were kind of embarrassed by it.
Yeah.
But that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
You know what
Um,
will rise up from the flames? Blockbuster. Blockbuster's gonna be like, we're
Oh my
back,
god!
bitches."
Can you imagine? And I can see the resurgence trailer. It'd be like, it's our time.
Oh,
Our
I
time.
would love. Didn't they do something
will-
vaguely like that
listen.
on Twitter at one point?
It's so good.
Maybe.
Probably.
I think
feel like they
Blockbuster, the Blockbuster marketing company were very good, and I think they were replying to a whole bunch of shit on Twitter
Yeah.
to like trigger nostalgia and stuff. I was like, damn. But you know,
love
Netflix
that.
apparently were still doing their envelope DVD service,
Yes!
Blu-ray
Yeah.
rental up until like last week or something. I was like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
Yeah.
they
Who is
still do.
watching DVDs anymore? My goodness. Get yourself a smart
Oh.
TV.
A DVD
Yeah.
I'm just
Yes.
fucking with you,
That would
okay?
be
I
beautiful.
understand classism. Don't come for me, comments. Jesus
Mm.
Christ.
Well, no, or just like, I mean, we have a whole shelf full of fucking like binders full of DVDs that we
Oh,
just
same.
collect dust.
Same.
You know,
My
though, I feel
closet.
like, isn't that always the way, though, right? We have so many subscription services, and every, like, Saturday night, whatever, we're like, what do you want to watch? And then be like, I don't know. And I go straight over to the Blu-rays, and I'm like,
Oh.
I guess it's Dark Knight. Like, I don't know.
For the 17th
Yeah,
time.
for the 17th
At
time,
least
I
you
guess
do
we're
that.
watching
Well-
the Lord of the Rings Extended Edition. Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
You're
And
just
to,
collecting
and to be
dust.
fair, the Blu-ray will look better than whatever Netflix.
yeah.
is,
Oh,
or whatever's
amazing.
gonna get- Yeah.
Man, we have the
I-
Lord of the
I-
Rings Extended Edition 4K. That shit is
Same.
Yeah.
beautiful.
Dude,
Yeah.
that was
Looks-
expensive to get when it first came out.
Hey, don't out me like this.
I bought it too. I bought it too. I splurged.
You
You're
guys
not
are
alone.
Rich, rich women
Rich
on
in
this show.
knowledge.
It's worth it.
Let's bring it back. So, like, that's great. And Netflix, you know, good luck, Netflix. We wish you the best. Maybe some people will. Maybe some of our family members probably won't have Netflix in the next month. But if Godspeed to those who decide to cut the cord, as they say. Let's jump into the Marvels, guys. Carol Danvers is back as Miss Marvel and is joined by Kamala Khan and Monica Rambeau, 2 additional superheroes, and they are forced to work together to save the universe. And maybe
Very
they will,
exciting.
maybe they won't. They probably will, right? I mean, they're going to save the universe. It's
Yeah.
kind of how these things go.
Kind of
Um,
Saving the world.
thing.
It's directed by Nia DaCosta, whose
Yes.
previous credit is the biggest thing I could find was Candyman, the most modern remake, which I heard was
Oh, right.
amazing, but
Okay.
an interesting segue from Candyman to this. I'm just
Yeah.
going to throw that out there for
From
anyone who wants to
Marvel,
bite. It's starring Brie Larson, Samuel L. Jackson, Aman Vellani as Kamala Khan, and Tyrona Paris. Forgive me if I'm just butchering these names. Tayona Paris as Monica Rambeau, and Zawe Ashton.
Cool.
Let's get into this, guys. Let's
Alright.
take a look. Have you guys watched this yet?
No.
No.
Oh man, me? No. at all.
Lies.
I have not.
Erica's just gone frame by
worst
frame
liar.
500 times.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
have not.
Like I did with Doctor Strange.
All right, we are all set up here. So if you guys are ready to go, I'll click play in 3, 2, 1, play. Okay. All right. I feel it.
Permanent? Oh.
Wow, this looks so good.
Eric.
Entering the jump point perimeter. Gonna get you some
Monica, what are
readings,
you doing,
Jerry.
girl?
Hello?
Uh-oh.
Hello?
Oh, okay.
The bass though.
Touching all of these mysterious objects.
What?
Where's Captain
How did that-
Rambo?
Oh no. Oh. That's cool.
Oh, oh,
That's
how
so
cute.
What the?
Oh,
Maybe
she
not.
wasn't
Oh,
impressed by
that's
it.
Hi.
We're looking for Kamala Khan.
Okay, so our powers are entangled. I can manipulate light energy. And
Love that.
I could totally show you.
Oh, that's cool.
Where's our daughter? Wherever you were.
Uh-oh.
Kitty! Oh,
Get him. Yes. Good boy.
Flurkins!
was the cat always a demon? Oh, that looks so cute.
Oh, hello. So. Oh.
We're a team.
Why are we
No,
fighting?
we're not a team. We're not a team.
Well, that's right.
Strong vibes. We're not a team. Rude. I beg to differ.
Damn, Bree,
Oh,
looking good.
Right?
Wow.
Well,
Oh, wow.
it was
One of
something.
the kittens.
Something.
It was something.
Yeah. What I mean, there we go. What do you guys think?
Oh my god.
The Marvels.
We listen,
Are
just
we-
just a quick one. If we go black for any reason right now, it's because YouTube has detected copyrighted audio in our stream. So because we reacted to the trailers, just in case we do get like go black for a while.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah,
Alright.
go ahead. Yeah.
Eh,
Yeah.
YouTube doesn't care.
You can listen
about
to our
us.
voices.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you guys think? Marvels? Are you checked in or checked out? All in? What
I'm
are you
all in.
thinking? Pagan,
It's
you want to start?
Sure, I'll start. Listen, I love like whoever's playing Amala Khan's energy. Like I love her, so cute. Also love
Yeah.
the girl playing Monica Rambeau. Thought she's great as well. I'm not a big fan of like Captain Marvel in general. So would I go see this movie? No, like because I'm just not a fan of Captain Marvel. I don't know much about Brie Larson, but like.
Okay.
I'm just intertwining the two right now, okay? So I'm just like, I
Okay.
don't like that character. I didn't like that movie. I didn't really like that character in any of the Avengers films or whatever it was. So I'm not about it. Yeah, but the cat was always a demon?
The cat has always been an alien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah,
that's
it's a
how-
Flurkin, right?
flurkin.
Yeah.
A
that's how
flurkin?
Nick-
It's
Yeah,
a flurkin.
Excuse you. Yes.
It's cute. Yeah, it's just
Gesundheit.
fucking cute as
Yeah.
fuck. But there
Did
was
you
like
see the
adorable
little army
kittens
of
in it.
flurkins?
Yeah,
Yeah, those
there
are
was-
it's the baby flurkins.
Okay, well, they're all of those adorable. Maybe I would go see it for that. That was very cute. Adorable.
Pagan's here for cats. That's
yeah,
it.
I'm here for
That's all you
cats and
gotta do.
K-pop. Why am I even on the show?
Yes.
Yeah.
All
All right.
right.
Well,
yeah.
next.
I have to say, I really enjoy that there's like a female-led team. I really love the diversity in this film. This looks like really well, I guess, written for women. But did it catch me? Not really, because I'm not a fan of Captain Marvel. Like, so I probably would have watched something else with all 4 of these actors or 5 of these actors in it.
Yeah.
I'm just not interested in this particular movie.
Okay. All right.
That makes sense.
Stephanie, what do you think?
I like it. It was
Yay.
fun. It was cool. And I like it because like we don't have any or well, like one female-centered Marvel movie that's Black Widow. So it's nice to see that. And it's nice to have like, you know, cuz they had what was it, Miss Marvel came out last year? The show? Is that
Yeah.
Yes.
The TV show? Yeah.
Yeah, the TV show.
Yeah.
So that came out. So I love the fact that there are going to be little girls going to see this movie who are like, hey, that girl's like me. You know,
Yeah.
I'm exactly like her. Or like Monica. Like to be able to point and be like, I could be a superhero. Like, screw Barbie. Like, let's put on the cape and
Agree.
go fight some bad guys. So it's like, I love that energy. And I like the fact that every time she uses her powers, like one of them gets sucked in, so they're all connected. So I'm curious too to see how are y'all connected? Like what
Yeah.
is going
Yeah.
on here? And then the villain. I remember seeing a still, and I thought they were fighting each other, but now I want to know more about the villain. Like, so there's a
The
lot of
villain
like,
looks
questions that I
badass.
have.
I can tell you some more.
It's like fun. So I'm excited. I think it looks fun. I like it.
All right.
I-
Erica, what are your general thoughts?
I wanted to say something else real quick just about the girl who plays Kamala.
Kamala Khan. Sorry, I said Kamala
Khan.
earlier.
Yeah,
Apologies.
yeah, it works. She is a huge Marvel fan. So much so that when she had a call with Kevin Feige, she had a couple of pages worth of questions and was like, "Can you answer some of my questions?" And a couple days later, I think he emailed her back, and emailed her answering a bunch of the questions that she had. She's like, I'm so sad to meet you and stuff, but I have all these Marvel questions for you.
Oh my god, I
That's
love that.
cute.
But you can
That's
feel
why-
her energy through
You
whatever
can!
character that she's, like, you know, like through Kamala Khan. Like, I feel like you feel that energy through the video. I feel like anytime that she was on the screen in the shot, like, she just shone in a way that was just like
Yes.
lovely. It was really bright and lovely. I like
Really
that.
Kind of
is.
the Peter Parker of this phase. She's kind of
Oh,
like
you
the
know,
baby
that's a
Yeah.
great
You
reference. Yeah, sure.
Ooh, I love that. As for like the trailer and everything, it hit a bunch of points for me that I really like in movies, especially because I tend to love comedies, and with the whole premise of them not really having their powers all to themselves, it's kind of like intermingled, and then just the constant just like physical comedy of it, like Carol getting thrown to the side, and all these things that just hit some good comedy points for me where I was like, oh, I'm into this.
Okay.
And I do love all three characters. Of course, Captain Marvel was not the best Marvel movie ever. Could have been written a bit better, but I genuinely enjoyed it because if I'm not mistaken, I think it came out before Black Widow, so it was our first female-centered Marvel movie.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it
and
was kind of co-led though with Samuel L. Jackson. He was pretty central
and
to that.
him and Brie are like best friends. It is so cute. They love working together. But I am so into this, mainly because I've had a couple of disappointments with some of the past Marvel movies. I had a really hard time with Doctor Strange, the most recent one. I feel a bit better about it now, but at the time I had a really hard time. So seeing all of this stuff makes me feel a bit more hype and excited, because of the villain too. Which, fun fact, that actress is Tom Hiddleston's wife.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't
It's
know
either
that.
his wife or fiance. I don't remember if they've gotten married yet.
Oh, didn't they have a baby?
But that is them. I believe they did, yes.
not that it's any of my business, but
Yeah.
Don't they have a
Not that
baby
it's
in, like,
any of your
341?
business, Stephanie. Jesus.
How dare you know if they've had children?
what?
They're celebrities, okay? You don't own them.
I do.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you guys. I mean, or some of you guys. I kind of see both sides. I think the trailer is like the music's cool. Like I love the Beastie Boys track. That just fits. That's like a nice that feels cool, right? That feels right. Also, it's a little bit of harken back to kind of like the first Captain Marvel film because that took place in the '90s. So
Yeah.
songs
True.
also from
Yes,
that.
yeah.
So that's kind of cool. That's kind of nice callback, I think. And then it's well edited. It works well as a teaser because it just sort of gives you a little bit of here and there, and you don't really know what the hell's going on.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But I do also am sort of like I didn't get any sort of stakes. Like I don't really know
True.
why
Yeah.
what are we here for
So
other
I
than a good
can-
time.
And
And
go
so
into
like
that
I'm,
a little bit after you're done.
yeah, and so I that's kind of where I'm like I watched it. I was like, oh, that's fun, but then I'm also like I was left with like, do I really care? I don't know yet. So I think I'm gonna have to wait for the second trailer that's gonna kind of dive a little bit more into why we should be watching this movie as far as like a puzzle piece to the larger of what's going on in the Marvel universe, or do I care? Do I just want to go and have like a good popcorn film? And is that scratching that itch either? So.
Sure.
That's kind of where this is falling for me, but I don't have any problems with Captain Marvel. I like the first one, and this does look fun. And I think I agree with you all. Kamala Khan, I love that series on Marvel TV. I think it was underwatched. I think people should go back and watch it. The art direction on that show was pretty.
I actually
fucking
haven't
great.
watched it, but like after seeing the teaser, like I probably will see it. I think she's
It's great. She's great. I could see where her personality does it's over the top a little bit, but
I
I
see.
think that's okay. It's
I
part of
love it.
it's part of her.
It's the gimmick.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, but it was actually a pretty good show. Like again, like the art direction on the show, the choices that were made to kind of like how they animated how her mind thinks, like on real world objects, like they sort of like, animated these things that would
Cool.
happen. Like it was pretty cool. And then the way they incorporated her powers was interesting. So go back and watch that. I think it's worth people going back and checking that out. What were you going to say, Erica? I know we have a couple more questions, but you want to have some thoughts on
The stakes.
the stakes? Yeah.
Yeah, so you're right though. It is barely implied as to what it is. There's a couple of theories going around. I don't think we technically know what the villain's name is yet, but it's Ashton's character is a Kree, which is the same as Ronan the Accuser. She's even got the
His
same
hammer.
hammer. So she's an accuser. It just doesn't have a stone in it.
Wasn't the hammer destroyed though in Guardians?
Yes, but an accuser I think is more like a rank within
Right.
military.
So there's more
Okay.
of.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it's
that
not
makes
just one.
sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So there's a theory
Cool.
going around that in this there's constant theories going around with the signal from Shang-Chi at the very end as to what that's calling. And it's a little bit more connected here as to the possibility that it is calling that specific Kree army to come down and wreak havoc, because in a couple of the stills, the bracelet on Ashton's Kree character looks the same as the bangles on Kamala. So there's a theory that's
okay.
kind of all three of those are connected.
What about the rings? Would those be?
That's what I'm thinking too. I think they're also connected. I think all three, because they kind of give similar powers to the person wearing it. So the theory is that that's happening and it's calling down this Kree army to try and take over the world. Surprise!
So they're the
Ta-da!
stones.
Yeah.
Is it going to take place in Tokyo, London, or LA?
I'm all for Tokyo.
Right?
Yeah,
I would love
right,
that.
that'd be cool,
The
yeah.
typical places that like get destroyed.
Yeah.
I feel like though Captain Marvel's
don't
always
want
sort
it
of
to destroy.
stayed in the middle America kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right,
true.
How about the
it's
ocean?
Ah, so Wisconsin.
Yeah, yeah.
The ocean.
Yeah. Somewhere in the Nevada desert. Like, just
Yeah.
where there's no
Yeah.
buildings to fuck up. You know
Take
what I
it
mean?
out
Like,
there.
Just, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah, take your shit
Um,
somewhere where there's
you
not
go.
buildings you can destroy, okay? God.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The
no doubt.
insurance
People living
companies
here.
Yeah,
are going
yeah.
broke.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of that? Like in the trailer, they're showcasing this sort of like this swapping locations, not necessarily swapping powers, but their powers enable them when they activate their powers. What seems like is
They accidentally.
they accidentally swap locations. So you see like Kamala use her power, and then she's pulled onto a Kree ship, and then Breeze, Captain Marvel's pulled into her bedroom. It's like, what the fuck? Is that like, that feels like something that's going to get really old really quick. It also feels like a really good excuse to kind of nerf their powers, because if they use them, they'll teleport, right?
Little
Like,
bit.
so
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I would agree.
do you think that do you guys see that as having any really good storytelling, or do you think that's just a crutch that's going to get old until we get to the final third act and all of a sudden they're together and so they can use their powers and have that? What we saw in the end is a little bit of like a tag team action. What do you guys think of that this sort of storytelling technique?
I think it's going to be one of the first things they solve. I
Okay.
think the teleportation is probably the biggest hurdle that they're going to come across, besides figuring out how their powers work together. But I think the teleportation thing they're going to figure out almost right away, because that's something, as characters or even as a person, would be extremely difficult. Plus, that's just a lot of CGI to pay for.
Well, Marvel has
We
the
all know
money.
how Disney like to keep their animators.
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
seriously. But I think
But-
that's going to be one of the first problems they solve.
I actually don't
Okay.
think that. I don't know. I actually disagree. I don't think that they're going to solve that straight away. I think that
Tell
is
me.
going to be some sort of gimmick, the same way that Drew was saying, that like at the end together they'll finally master it and they'll have that really cool moment where they can like tag team the enemy and all this. And I feel like that gimmick's going to get old real fast. And it is definitely a way to just be like, how can we make them not use their powers, because they're kind of all powerful. So how do we, how do we just not make them use it? So I feel like that's, I think what Drew was saying earlier was definitely more on point for me. I feel like it's going to be a little bit gimmicky. Again, I probably won't see this movie, but if I did see this movie, I feel like I would get tired of this issue.
Yeah.
It
I
could
feel like
be...
they're-
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I feel like there's some Kree, like in a control room, and he's like trying to get Brie Larson's Captain Marvel,
Yeah.
but he keeps on grabbing the wrong Marvel, and then he's like, crap, and then he's like, come on, he's like, oh, I
Right.
gotta do it myself, like, and now I'm gonna go get them. So that's what I'm like, I feel like it could not be their powers, and maybe it's just something as simple as that, like, they're
Yeah.
just trying to,
Yeah.
to locate Marvel. Well, there's 3 of them, or
Yeah.
like, you know, there's
Sure.
like,
Or they could do one of those. I see this sometimes, and I love this in TV shows where they kind of introduce something that's like going to be super important later, or like a line or phrase or an ability, but so much stuff happens after that that you forget about it. So when it happens, you're like, oh, that's right. And so it could be one of those
Yeah.
things where
Yeah.
they like solve it and they forget about it, but it comes into play right when somebody's about to
Okay.
get hurt or stabbed, you know, something like that. And they use their ability, and it's like, yes, we forgot about that.
Yeah, like more something they could control versus not
Yeah.
control.
Yeah.
is what you're saying. Like it's something, it's a power they have, but they can't
They
control it. And
utilize.
then eventually
Yeah,
they
yeah.
can
using
control
the
it
powers at
as
the same
something.
time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
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 No, it's interesting.
my
Yeah,
hope.
I hope it does. It is. Yeah, I think it'll be fun. Like kind of seeing fish out of water characters, like we saw Kamala on the ship with the Flurgan, right? Like that moment was great in the trailer. She's like, "Oh my god!" Right? Like that's
So
a great.
terrified.
So you're gonna have those great moments as like Captain Marvel like teleporting into the room of her biggest fan is sort of like
Yeah.
imagine like like anybody was like, this is kind of creepy.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean,
fact
yeah, but I
about
mean, it's a
Goose.
kid's room, you know.
It's a
I
kid's
feel like
room.
it's
No, yeah.
clearly a
Room.
kid's
Is
room.
it could have been like my
Yeah.
room.
I mean,
You
it
don't
could have.
know.
Yeah. No,
Uh,
fair.
The Jonas
Totally.
Brothers would have hated
They
my room.
don't pivot over there. There's a shrine of Brie Larson just to
Yeah.
Speaking of Brie Larson, did you know that she is extremely allergic to cats? So anytime she shared a scene with the cat, it was all CGI because she was so
Shut up.
allergic that
Wow.
she couldn't act with the
No
cat.
way. Like
That was Kieran
anaphylactic shock
Shipka.
allergic?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Because if
Like-
she just
like
had the
real
sniffles or
bad.
something like that, I'd be like,
No.
Brie, suck it up.
I know, right?
Like,
So, like,
you are Captain
anytime.
Marvel, suck it up. But if it's anaphylactic
I
shock
know.
allergic, then yeah, okay,
Yeah.
fair. Obviously.
Yeah.
You could give
that's
her
fine.
a few EpiPens and call it a day. Let's go.
Call it a day.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
fine.
every
CGI
bench.
that.
All right, scene, ready, go.
Good
Yeah.
to know, though. Good to know.
That
so-
happened on Chilling Adventures. Oh, sorry.
Oh, did it? Oh,
Ooh,
interesting. What's her face was allergic to? That's
Yeah,
interesting. I
so
didn't know
Salem was always a plushy cat, like the original Salem.
that. Like the
No
original.
way.
Yeah. Actually, kind of. That,
so
that
I
works
didn't
out.
know that. Wow. Yeah, God. I suppose like working with animals is really kind of really has all of its own challenges, including allergies.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
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 Crazy.
Yeah, that's it's probably just easier if they're all CGI anyway. You can tell them to do what you want them to do anyway.
Truth.
Real cats can't spurt tentacles out of their mouths.
No shit.
Oh no.
What?
Oh.
Mine do all
Mine-
the time.
Mine can't.
Oh, weird.
Lucky.
You got
Mine used
dud
to just
cats.
shit in the flower
I did.
Yeah. But can we talk about
Everybody's
the? Can we talk about the comments?
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Captain
So like,
Marvel.
yeah. Let me set it up real quick. So I mean, like, there's kind of always Marvel has its fandom, right? And but it does seem extra Marvel-y woke when there's a movie like this, when it's a bunch of women and especially women of color, because I think what most nerds want, like most white dudes in their
Sure.
basement want, is more white dudes in costumes, and we're seeing that a little bit of this sort of like attack on this trailer specifically. It's got like a record number of dislikes for a Marvel trailer.
Yeah.
The comment section is flooded with like these weird, unfunny, sexist comments, as well as like some equally, well, some of them are kind
Listen,
of funny,
some of
but,
them
like,
are actually funny,
references to other references
Some of
to
them
other
can be
movies.
kinda funny.
Yeah.
On top of like, this is coming after the kind of subpar and underperformed Ant-Man film. The MCU seems to have a big hill to climb here to kind of like, I guess, get this to rise above all of this that's happening, like this sort of vitriol and what's the past Marvel films that have kind of not lived up to par. What do you think is happening here, and like, what do you think Marvel should be doing to kind of squash this or reassure fans or make sure that this is sort of something that is going to do well for them and well for the fans and like move the story along? And then also, Pagan, like, what do you think of the comments?
I think the comments are pretty fun. Like some of them are pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Right.
Yes, I understand why people are upset about it. Like they're pretty trolly. Like, but some of them are fucking hilarious. There's a comment here that has 28,000 likes. You gotta be funny to get fucking 28,000 likes. And this is the
true.
comment. All right, so let me go into here. So it says it's by Stephen Richer, whatever your name is. If I had a nickel for every time Monica Rambeau accidentally acquired a superpower by inexplicably touching a dangerous energy wall, I would have 2 nickels. It's not a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Yes, that was my first thought too.
28K in likes. Honestly, it's
I'm just
fucking
gonna start touching
true.
random shit.
It's just fucking,
I want
it's fucking true,
superpowers.
man. It's fucking
Yeah.
true. Then everybody seems to follow this trend of I love the part when, like I love the part in the trailer when. So then there's shitty ones like I love the part in the trailer where like Disney continues to lose money. I love the part where Captain Marvel told us the first rule of Fight Club. I kind of think that's funny. But somebody did update it 2 days ago, kindly, to like let us know the stats, and it's the likes are 509,000 likes, and dislikes 727,000.
Jeez.
Yeah. Which I'm not sure how they're getting, considering the dislikes have been hidden on YouTube. So there must
Pretty
be
sure
some-
there's a
Yeah.
way. There's definitely a way, and I'm sure
way.
people are talking about it. Like I think people who work at YouTube or somebody will be able to do that.
Mm,
I'm
yeah. Well,
also
yeah,
pretty
clearly.
sure like somebody that's good with code is probably able to just rip that information. It's not like they're hacking something; they're just reading data from the back. But yeah, there's there's great. I love the part where Fury said, "Fine, I'll do it myself."
Oh my gosh.
You know, like some of it is pretty great. Look, some of them are pretty shitty. Some of them are very sexist, and some of them are just like crappy. But
Yeah.
some people on the internet are fucking funny. Okay, some
It's
of them,
true.
some of them would get a like. They'd get a thumbs up from me. Some of them because I think they're funny. But anyway.
When Hagrid said, "You're a Marvel, Carol."
Yeah, you're a Marvel, Carol. Aww.
Yeah, it is kind of funny, but it's also
Some of them are
trolling.
funny.
So it's sort of
It's
like, how do
trolling.
you
know.
play this dance?
I think you just keep doing what you're doing. Like these people are gonna get bored. They're gonna get tired. And also, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe has gotten so big. Like there's so many different things now. Like for people to watch. Like if you like the more female centered, then watch the more female centered. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
don't
truly
waste your
becoming like
time.
the comic books where there's different
Yeah.
comics one-offs. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
All
the
right.
comic
Yeah.
book.
Yeah. I think
movie
that's a good
store.
response. I mean, Erica, do you have any thoughts? I mean, you're not in this sort of like hatred of fandom, but I mean, you're definitely one of the fans that's. You expressed yourself. You weren't a fan of like the Doctor Strange and like some of the direction of the latest films.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this is continuing that trend, or do you see hope here for the future of Marvel in the cinematic universe?
That's a good point. So I tend to go into like everything that I love with like really low expectations. So like with Doctor
That works.
Strange,
Yeah, same.
I came out with like extreme disappointment. My views have changed slightly because of the movie's following, but during that moment when I came out, I was really upset because it wasn't really a Doctor Strange movie and it didn't have any connections or callbacks to anything, which is what I expected from the movies, especially from the first phase. And now I'm seeing able to have like little more connections, little things here and there, which made me happier. But I do see a little bit of hope in it because of cameos, which I know is kind of a weird thing, but I really appreciate cameos because to me it ties things together
Okay.
and makes the universe feel connected. Whereas if everything is just separate and not talked about, it's like, what's the point if it's not going to do anything? So having all these characters come together and having them work together gives me a little bit more hope because it feels like we're going to see more of those connections. As
Yeah.
to like the comments and the hate, I think it's all stupid because did any of these guys even watch She-Hulk and that last episode or like 2 episodes where they just made fun of the
good.
guys being just so sexist and disgusting? Of course they probably didn't watch it, but it was one of my favorite parts because
Yeah,
it was so true. It was so true. So looking at some of these comments, I've just been like, all right, whatever. You're probably going to go see it anyway, so you can continue to hate. So Marvel's going to still make their money. So,
I don't doubt that Marvel is still making money.
oh yeah.
They could put out
Sure.
fucking, I don't know what, they could put out this movie and still make money. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What I just mean is
It's
like,
true.
they're still
Yeah.
gonna make money. See, people are still gonna go see it. I do think that it's a really good, like, it's well represented. I love the diversity in this.
Yes.
I think, like, listen, little white boy babies are just gonna cry when they don't see other white boy babies on the screen. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I like where, like, I like where this is going. I like where the industry's going with more female-led
Me
films,
too.
with more diversity. I would love to see more female directors and cinematographers in there as well. It's still gonna make money. It's Disney. It's Disney.
Yeah.
Maybe.
If they
Maybe.
lose $3, I'm sure they'll cry about it.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, when Bob Iger is probably still taking home a really fat paycheck, I don't think he needs to worry. But,
Yeah.
but I mean, you know, there is a sense that, you know, the Marvel juggernaut that once was isn't as juggernauty as it used to be, right? Like, it's not the behemoth that it comes in and just wipes away, you know, and holds number one for 4 weeks, like we just saw.
But
Mario do.
Do
right?
you think
That
though?
hasn't
Do you
happened
think that's
before.
because of their recently developed model where they've now also put out, like, you know, a TV series after TV series after
I
movie and then
do.
TV series and TV series? They've
it's a
kind of done
deluge.
that to themselves. They've dug themselves
Yeah.
that
Oh,
hole.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
It's a bit much, right? And it's hard. I think people feel like, again, to everyone's point, like I suggest you go watch Miss Marvel TV show, but if a lot of people haven't, so they're like, I don't know who this fucking character
Sure.
is in this movie. They're watching this trailer and be like, what's going on here? Monica Rambeau, same thing. If you didn't watch WandaVision, you
Yeah.
probably have no idea like how she got her powers, who this is, how it ties in.
Yeah,
So,
true.
Like a
Yeah.
lot of people that are watching this, unless you're big Disney Plus or own Disney and watch those shows, this just feels like
You're clued in,
gobbledygook,
yeah. Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like all you see is Brie Larson, and then you realize like she's not even the main character anymore,
Yeah.
or not the main character, right?
Yeah.
Maybe she is.
Yeah.
But I think it's tough for the average moviegoer, right? That just wants to go watch a popcorn film. I think they feel like I don't want to do homework before I watch a movie, right?
Yeah.
Totally true. If I'm honest, I
so-
feel like that. I feel like also that, like, I have missed too much now. It's like trying to dip my toe back into that pool is gonna take me fucking forever. So I
Right.
wouldn't have like that. I think with
Which-
this maybe it'll be okay, but you know.
Yeah, so you have the spectrum, right? Like you're gonna displease hardcore fans that have been keeping up,
Yes.
because they're gonna try to make a movie that's dumbed down for the average person. So like me and Erika are gonna go in, and Steph are gonna go like, well, they should have done this because it ties in. Oh, why didn't they bring in this
Yeah,
person?
yeah.
And but the average moviegoers, I don't even know who all those people are.
They'll
but,
just sit there.
But the movie was kind of so stupid that I didn't even enjoy it anyway. You know, so
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like where do you go? Like how does Marvel move into a world where there's so much now, and you have to make content that still appeals to the broadest audience possible, so they can make revenue?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a tough fucking
I
equation.
feel like,
I
though,
wouldn't
I
want to
feel
be
like
in their shoes.
The best way to do that though is to make that content for that audience. So like put it out on Disney Plus. Don't make it into a cinema. Don't make it whatever. If you want to make a standalone Marvel film, then make a new original idea, or make an idea that's not technically connected with that timeline in the thing that you've built on Disney Plus. Because let's also face it, Disney Plus is a luxury. Not many people can even afford a streaming service. So having a streaming service as well as watching all of those things and then going to the cinema to watch this, like that's all a luxury that we can have and we can happily afford. Thankfully, some of us can. So just kind of
Yeah.
like, I feel like you're
So do you think they should have a clear like line of separation, that you don't think the TV stuff should tie into the movies?
yeah, actually, yeah. I think that
So
that
you
should
think-
I
you
think I'm
those
actually
should-
inclined to agree.
Yeah, I think that like the streaming stuff should be like cool extra side stuff that does
Right.
not affect movie timelines.
Yeah, I think so. They originally had, you know, for people who've been with this for a long time, the Agents of Shield. So Agents of Shield was their first foray into TV, and what that show did really well was it sort of said like, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is doing its thing. We will every now and then loosely make a reference to it, but
Yes.
never anything
Battle
of
of
our
New York.
none of our actions will affect anything that happens to that. So it's sort of like in a season finale, like when the snap happened or whatever, or no, in Civil War when Shield. When Shield collapsed because of
Yeah.
not Civil War, it was Civil War.
It
wasn't
was Civil War. I
Yeah.
believe,
Yeah, when Shield collapsed in the show, in the season finale, it was like, holy shit, Shield, you know, collapsed, everything's chaos. Like, so they referenced what was happening and then wrote that into the show as like a thing to move. But you didn't need to watch the movie
Yeah.
to understand that like shit went down, right?
That's how I think
s-
the rest of their content should be based. Yes,
I kind of agree with you. And the same thing with like Daredevil and
Yeah.
The Punisher.
Carter.
Those were similar shows where like they had their own thing going.
Yes.
loosely referenced the movies, but never anything that happened on the show affected the films at all. So
No.
I wonder if they need to go back to that. To your
I
guys'
think
point.
I think what they needed, and I think what worked best when they were first starting the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you slowly brought in like a few superheroes, and then you had the first like Avengers movie, and that brought everyone together, or mostly everyone.
was a
And
great
then
time.
you know you added a few more people, and then like it just slowly like just started to grow, and like the Avengers group slowly started to grow, and then like Endgame was their climax for the cinematic universe. Like, and everything since then has kind of fluctuated. It's, you know, like the Wakanda Forever was a great film, and I think it works best when you have multiple superheroes almost all the time. For some, it doesn't quite work as well, but you've got so many people that you're throwing into the universe. Like, it's there's too many people to keep track of.
It's
And
true.
Yeah.
So they need something. They need another Avengers. They need something to bring all these people together. Because All in the Game brought in a good point. Like I liked Werewolf by Night, but nobody talked about that.
How did no one
and
talk about
then,
that?
You know, so there's all these different things. I think
Yeah.
some of the TV shows work. I think Werewolf by Night was great because it was one episode. It was one little
Right.
thing, and that was great. And if he's coming back, or if another character is coming back, possibly in like Blade, you know, like then so be it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. It'll be interesting. I think they have. I mean, I kind of want to be in Kevin Feige's shoes, obviously, because of how successful he is, and but I don't want to be in his shoes right now because he does have I think a big problem to solve and not a clear way out, right? Like that makes it feel like it almost feels like you need a hammer here to kind of crumble some things versus a scalpel, right? Like you almost have to. You need another snap, right? You need another.
Yes.
Like,
a
maybe
white
Kang
pain.
comes
Which
in.
is going to be Kang.
Yeah, maybe. So like Kang the Conqueror kind of comes in.
We'll see
and,
how
like,
that goes with what's going on with Jonathan Majors.
yeah, I mean, that's another problem he has
Yeah.
to deal with. So, I mean, real quick roundtable, and then we're running low on time. I mean,
Yeah.
we knew Captain Marvel would take up a lot, but real quick roundtable. Do you guys have any? What are your thoughts on? Is this gonna, be a new echelon for Marvel, or is it gonna fly, or is it gonna flop? What do you think?
I think it's gonna flop,
the-
but not drastically enough for like Disney to pack up and go home. They'll just be like, "Cool, we'll just put out something else."
All right,
Yeah.
that's
I
fair.
think it's going to be in the middle. I think you're going to have a lot of these trolls are going to go. They're going to secretly like it. They're probably still going to troll it, but they're going to, I think there's, like you said, like it's a Marvel movie. People are going to pay to go see it. They're going to watch it, or they're going to wait till streaming. Like if it comes to streaming, like people are definitely, I think it's going to turn out. I just don't know from the teaser if it's going to be great, because we haven't seen too much writing. So that's how I feel.
Yeah, Erica, what do you think?
I have hopes for it. I really do. I just from the initial vibe of it feels really good. Going back just a brief moment to like those comments. I saw this TikTok that was actually related to Star Wars, but it was part of the Office segment where an item was broken, and Ron's like, I don't care who broke it, I just want to know. And it's going out around to all the different people, like, I didn't break it, or I saw you doing this and you doing this. Each person listed like Ryan Johnson or Kathleen Kennedy and John Favreau, all the actors. Then it goes back to Ron, who's like, it was me, I broke it, and underneath it was Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
And Marvel is coming dangerously close to that, to where the Marvel fans are going to start ruining this.
Yeah.
And I really hope that even though this movie is being bombed and hated for, in my opinion, no good reason, I hope that it really is good, and it elevates and it brings in a lot more excitement and love to Marvel that it needs.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm gonna go or I'm gonna go the opposite of I think what a lot of expectations. I think this is gonna do really well. I think Brie Larson's star power is enough here and I think she will bring a lot to this character. I thought she did a great job in the other iterations.
I love
And
Captain Marvel.
I think Kamala Khan is a very, I think this will really dive into a younger audience and bring them into Marvel in a way that I think Marvel's been missing out on in the MCU, right? Spider-Man-ish, yeah, sure, but I think this is going to kind of like how Nintendo sort of like tap that younger audience. I think Marvel will tap that young audience here, and I think they will show up in droves. I think actually this will be a pretty big success.
I think regarding that for Amon, I think yes, I think you're right. And like even on that point, if you scroll down through all those comments on the Marvel trailer and through all the trolling and stuff like that, there are thousands of comments for Iman, and they're so positive. Iman is living her dream. Iman is like genuine reactions. This is amazing. Congratulations, Iman. Like, it's stunning. I love to see that. I absolutely love to see that. So, yeah.
All right, well, that's it for Captain Marvel. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. All right, and we're back, folks. It's so quick. I love it. We are going to jump right in to Fubar. We only have a few minutes here left in our show, but I know we got started a little late. But just real quick, it's starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Monica Barbaro, who you might recognize from Top Gun Maverick and The Good Cop, as well as a slew of other people, including Gabriel Luna, who and Tom Arnold, which I'll get into how that ties in. Created by Nick Santora, who is famous from Prison Break, but also recently did the show Reacher, which was actually pretty solid. It's about a CIA operative on the edge of retirement, discovers a family secret, and is called back to the field for one last job. The tagline: "Heroes don't retire, they reload."
Okay,
you can't go wrong there. That's pretty solid.
They know what they're doing, and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm down for it. All right, cool. All right, I'm gonna load us up. If everybody's ready, I'm gonna press play. Erika, do you have the trailer? You've got it.
I do.
Okay, got it. All right, I'm gonna press play in 3, 2, 1, play.
You came along.
Helmet hit.
What was the plan?
To kill all of
All right,
you
PJ.
and leave.
And now, with all our guns out,
I'll manage.
You're the fastest 65-year-old white guy on the planet.
I guess I'm done.
He's officially retired.
Oh, look at him.
Schatzel!
Oh, I missed you.
Now since I'm retired, I'm gonna bring my wife back. What's gonna stop us?
15-year-old divorce babe? She doesn't love you anymore?
Oh, they're amazing.
We're gonna lose an operative. Codename's Panda.
I'm retired.
You zip in, extract Panda, grab the WMD, zip on out.
We love it.
Holy shit.
Oh, no.
What the f? In this place.
Oh, it's Shatso.
$1 in the swear jar.
I know where the WMD store, so follow me.
I was like,
or get out of my way.
Yeah, get it, girl.
She clearly has daddy issues. Treats me like a child.
Alcohol, cigarettes, and the garish lipstick.
That's not lipstick. Oh my god.
It's never just lipstick.
Going well?
Oh, that was not what I expected.
I love it.
Emma!
I'm okay. Just take him out.
He's like, I got this.
What a legend.
He went into Terminator mode.
Yeah.
Oh.
Lead bomb!
Oof.
What?
That was her what?
Violin arm?
Oh, violin
Yeah.
arm.
I've learned a ton from working with my dad. How he leads the team, how he keeps his cool, how to slit a man's throat vertically so he bleeds out faster.
They got more issues than Sports Illustrated.
Everyone in the bed now!
Oh.
Shit.
That was on me.
This is totally. Wow.
Fubar.
You should end the marriage before you.
Do you think I'm a virgin?
Well, let me think what I want to think.
Oh my god, I'm 28.
All dads should think that of their children, right? Unless they
That's
have children.
absolutely true.
Yeah.
I've been married 9 years. Father, of course I am.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
am-
exactly.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Whatever.
Okay, I really want to see this.
All right, jump into it. Yeah, go, Erica. Give us.
Go
give
for
us
it,
what you
Erica. Go
think.
for it.
This feels different from all of the other like spy comedies that I've seen, and I like that. And it's fun to see Schwarzenegger in more comedy because he was in like the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
like Jingle
nice
All
to
the
see-
Way and
yeah,
all
them-
that. All that.
Oh yeah, it's nice to see
Daddy
the comedies.
Daycare, or what was the one where he's like, it's not a tumor. What was that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daddy Daycare or some shit.
It just, I don't know, something about it, just the random, it's me, it's comedy. I said before, comedy really sucks me in, and this hit my sweet spot.
Kindergarten
I,
Cop.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
and I
Kindergarten
think
Cop
it
was
looks
so
great.
good. Sorry. Yeah.
That was really good. But yeah, I'm excited for this.
Yeah. Steph, what are you thinking?
I mean, yeah, it's I mean, the Governator. Look at him. Another
The
movie.
Governator.
Governator. Oh,
Nice.
goodness. You know, yeah, it's kind of funny. I hate because like the color correction I didn't like when like Netflix always does, like, we're in somewhere else, we're gonna make everything yellow. You know, like
Yeah.
I did that
It's
once
so-
creatively for like a trailer, and I was in a producing class, and I just did it because I was making like nighttime really blue, and I was like, well, contrast, let's add a little yellow. And they're like,
Yeah.
why'd you do that? It looks weird. I'm like, I see your point. I was like, I understand that now. Like, it's a little wrong, like, to do that. Like, so I was like, okay, like, let's not oversaturate things. Let's not,
That's such an interesting point. Like, I didn't even notice
Yeah.
that until you pointed that out. Yeah,
No,
wow.
it's
Really
it's a big
noticeable then,
problem.
actually.
It's
No, it's a
really
big, like
yellow.
like a lot of movies do that, or even shows where it's like they go to the Middle East and all of a sudden everything's
Yeah.
yellow.
Yellow.
When it's
Yeah.
like
It's bad.
like the everything like turns like just like this
Yeah.
weird.
Wow.
I'm re-going
See-
through the
sepia tone.
trailer, just like little
Yeah.
bits at a time, and I'm like,
Same. And I was like, wow, I didn't even notice that. It's so interesting.
So that's like something I picked up on. But I love the subtle introduction, like, to his family and his like little life at home. He's retired, he's enjoying life. Arnold gets to be Arnold on set with his cigar, like, I'm sure that's
Yeah.
just another Tuesday for him.
Yeah.
Like, so it's those kind of things. And then the daughter is like a total badass, and I'm like, taken, goodbye. Like, here's the new
Yes.
thing. Like, the daughter's not getting taken, she's here fighting, and like,
Yeah.
and she
We
has
love
a
to see
lipstick
that.
vibrator. Like, it's really funny. Like,
that
just, like,
broke
God.
me.
your
Oh.
dad coming into your life, and you've got your own life. He had his life that you're living now, and it's like, it's so funny to see that. Like, it's a total nightmare. Like,
My dad is coming to visit tomorrow.
No way.
Yeah.
Hide your lipstick.
Yeah.
hide
Hide
your
the lipstick.
lipstick.
Everything's well hidden. Like, seriously, that part broke me because it's the whole trope. Like, it's never lipstick, or it's never a watch. It's usually like an explosive or like something like that. And the way that just turned into a vibrator,
I was actually the
lost
same.
it.
I have to say that, like, internally, I was like, oh, it's gonna be like a weapon, or like it's gonna be poison or something like that. And then when it started vibrating, I was like, don't give away the secrets. Like, you can't. Like, now so many men will know. Like, now we do that. I
We
felt
know.
exposed on behalf of all people
Yeah.
who
We
like.
know.
Don't go to
We
town.
know
Don't
and we
through.
approve. We approve. Um,
Yeah, I get secondhand embarrassment, but for like, don't tell them. Why would you do that?
that's funny.
It's a massager
Yeah, yeah.
for
It's
my
anxiety.
shoulder. It's my anxiety.
That's my anxiety.
Yeah, it's-
Did you guys? So, is anybody here True Lies fans? Is anybody here?
No, haven't seen it.
The movie True Lies. Oh my God! Well, stop what you
no.
just exit the show now and go.
All right,
fucking
take
watch
care.
it.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay.
Uh,
Bye.
It's an amazing gosh, James Cameron film. He
Jamie Lee
it's
Curtis.
basically Arnold is a CIA operative. Jamie Lee Curtis is his wife. And she doesn't know he's like a CIA, like undercover CIA, and she gets like roped into his world. It's a bit of like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but like she's sort of on the outskirts. And at the end of the show, he has a daughter as well. And at the end of the show, his daughter gets kidnapped, and like he has to save his daughter and his wife. And it's great action, like amazing. It's funny
this
too. It's like a
movie.
comedy action. Scene. Tom Arnold is his handler in that movie. He's in this show. This is like the spiritual successor to True Lies. This feels like as if his daughter grew up like and wanted to be his dad. Like this is what she would be doing, right? Like this feels almost like the sequel to True Lies. And if anybody out there knows, True Lies is a new TV show that just aired on.
Yeah, the comments are like, it's terrible.
Yeah, and it's awful. And feels like they cut Arnold out and didn't want to. And they're like, "Fuck it, we'll make our own True Lies." You know what I'm saying? Like a better version of your bad TV show ripoff of a great movie. So I'm in just to kind of because it feels in that vein, and I love that movie. It's a phenomenal action film, and it's a great comedy. Bill Paxton has a cameo role that is to die for. It's like he is delivering
I love the
as a car
accent.
salesman, and it's so great. It's
In what,
it's a
True
comedy
Lies?
bit. In True Lies, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So go watch that film,
I
and
will.
then
I miss
and then go watch this. I have a feeling it's the parallels here
Might
are
have
gonna
been.
be pretty,
Okay, interesting. Also,
pretty
quick one. I was like, Schatzel, the fuck is that? Obviously, mine Schatz is like my dear or my Liebe, it's a term of endearment, but Schatzel is obviously maybe like the littler version of that. So essentially, it's kind of almost a literal transition of my treasure, which is really lovely because my grandmother was Austrian and she would say mein Schatz or mein Schatz.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
cool.
which is lovely.
That's
So I was
really
like,
sweet.
oh, it comes from Schatz, like treasure, my dear.
That's
It's very
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Cute.
There you go.
That's
And
cool.
for any movies or TV shows mentioned here, there's an app called Just Watch, and download that and search for what you want to watch, and it'll tell you the streaming service and everywhere else you can find it. It's
Oh.
got nearly everything there, so I don't Google it anymore. I just use the app.
Just
Oh,
watch.
nice.
Oh, that's great. Not
Okay.
sponsored, by the way, but if
Not-
Just
Not
Watch does want to
sponsored,
watch,
but please.
yeah, if they do want to sponsor us, feel free to reach out.
It is currently only available on AMC Plus.
What True Lies?
Yeah.
Or on the internet
yeah.
somewhere.
Or-
I'm sure you're.
Yeah.
Or-
yeah. Alternatively, on the back end of the
or in
internet
like probably
somewhere.
like the
What
dollar
might be on
dollar
A
DVD
U-turn.
bin at Walmart.
Oh wait. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
true,
It's also on
actually.
Apple TV.
Blockbuster.
Oh,
I just had to scroll down a bit farther.
Cool.
There
Yeah,
it is. Apple
Go
TV.
check it out. Yeah,
Oh, I'll
it's
have to
great.
watch
It's
that.
great. Go watch it. Like that's your perfect Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon watch.
But who doesn't want to see this film? You know, Fubar looks
Yeah.
funny. It looks like
Yeah.
it's well written. They know that he's older. They know that he's like he's probably not as capable as he once was. But they're writing that into the script, and then they're writing that around the fact that his daughter's in the CIA as well. I think that's great. I think it looks
It's
Yeah.
great.
like a really good comedy. I also really like the two, I presume, comedy actors or comedian that they've also paired them with, like the colleagues who were just like, I
Yeah.
wonder, you know, now that I'm retired, I'm gonna get my wife back. Nothing's stopping me now. And he's like, yeah, 15-year-old divorce papers and the fact that she doesn't love you anymore. Maybe we'll stop.
That
Yeah.
was great.
I love
It's
Good line.
really good, like slick
Yes,
kind
so
of
good.
darker humor comic timing, and I really like
Yeah.
that. So yeah,
Yeah.
very
There
happy
was-
about that.
There was one part where they talked about you're the most fit 65-year-old I've ever met, something like that, and that
Yeah.
immediately made me think of Keanu Reeves.
Same.
And I was like I don't know. Keanu Reeves got to run for your money.
Also,
Yeah,
I was
well-
like, Arnold Schwarzenegger is older than 65, so I was like, so
How
he's
old is
clearly
he?
playing
Yeah.
younger in
I
this.
have no idea how old.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
He might as well be eternal. He'll always be the Terminator.
Yeah, I'm
and
pretty
just
sure he's
held it
75. He's
75.
75. Wow, that's incredible.
Does not look 75.
There is like a crazy resurgence of old actors, like whether it's like Captain Patrick Stewart revisiting Captain Picard. You have Arnold Schwarzenegger. You have Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
You have you have Bob Odenkirk playing the older
In
hitman.
Nobody.
And
Yeah.
Nobody. I mean,
Oh,
there-
yeah.
there's clearly there's a thirst for that. I think. And
Well,
it's,
look at Jamie Lee Curtis and Angela Bassett.
Yeah.
They're only like 60.
Yeah.
And then Jennifer Coolidge, like she's also in her 60s.
yeah.
Michelle Young.
So I'm here
Michelle
for all
Yeoh.
these.
Michelle Yeoh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeoh,
Michelle
not
Yeoh,
Young.
Yeah.
Michelle Young.
yeah, no, it's crazy. It's good to see.
Love it.
It's nice to see that like ageism isn't like out of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Is the people are still getting work, and just because you're older doesn't mean you can't do what you need to
Brendan
do.
Fraser making a comeback.
Yeah,
Oh
Brendan
my
Fraser.
Bring
god,
this
like
stuff on.
nobody's business.
Yes.
Oh,
Ugh.
fucking yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
the mummy sequel is probably inbound. Let's just call it.
He said he would be
teased it
down
at
as
the
well.
end.
Like he said that he
Oh,
was.
it's gonna happen. Let's be honest. I mean, if Arnold can get a show, if Keanu Reeves can make it, I mean, the Mummy's back with Brendan.
I would love that.
Let's just hope Rachel Weisz is still down.
Please, yeah.
So, well, that's gonna do it, guys. We were running a little over, so we're not gonna do a what we reco today because we're over time. But thanks, Steph. Thanks, Erica. Thanks, Pagan, for joining us today on
guys.
Trailer Talk. Tell us what you guys think of Fubar and of the Marvels in the comments or on social. You can find us all. In the show notes, you can find us all our socials where we are chit-chatting, or you could just join us over on CouchSoup in our Circle community, where we also have really nerdy talks about all things pop culture, and including Marvel. And we should just start a chat around on Arnold and all his great films, like True Lies. Go watch it.
Dude,
And then in the next time we premiere every Tuesdays, and then we also turn this into a podcast where you can download and listen to our lovely voices in your ears wherever you listen to podcasts. So please do that, and please leave us a great review on iTunes. That helps other people find our podcast as well. So anything I'm missing, guys, or that pretty much wrap it up?
Like and subscribe.
No.
Yeah.
No Screen Smash this week, and Cracked.
Yes.
What's going on with Cracked?
Cracked is back, but we'll be back on Twitch tomorrow with some Cult of the Lamb. And then we'll do a video for next week. So that stream will basically be edited and uploaded for YouTube next week.
I'm so excited for you to play that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's going to be fun.
I can't wait to review that one.
Nice.
All good things. All good things over on CouchSoup.com, friends.
Yes.
Come check us out, guys. Until next time, thanks again, and we will see you later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.